All right. Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about the cheat meal or cheat day, as it's infamously called a lot of times. And you hear about this a lot. And oh, I'm sorry. I'd just like to address a few things before I get too deep into this topic. First of all, is why I'm wearing this hat and these glasses. So maybe I should explain that. I was trying to think of some reasons of why I shouldn't wear it, and I couldn't think of anything, so why not, right? This hat is a hat from the video from Devo Whip It. It's an energy dome hat, and I made this a few years ago for a Halloween costume. So why not wear it, right? I wear it in sometimes when I play guitar as well, just because it's awesome. And I made it, so that makes it that much better, Whatever. It's just duct tape and some, duct tape around a hat with some, cardboard here and there. And these glasses, they're 3D glasses, so I just thought it would be kind of cool. But no, these glasses, I was like, I got them when I went to see the movie The Wrath of the Titans a few years ago. And I was just so pissed because the movie was terrible. And, there was a basket where you throw the glasses in when you leave. And I'm like, no, I'm at least taking something away from this movie because it's so bad. It was 3D and the ticket was $15. So it's like, come on. And so at least I'm taking the glasses. So, every now and then I decide to wear them and just spice things up. Another thing is you might notice this can here, which is all-natural pumpkin. Now this is what you would use to make a pumpkin pie with. And, it's getting close to Halloween now. It's October. It's getting close to Thanksgiving. It's basically like I won the lottery today. I'm so pumped because I've thought for a while that, pumpkin had starch in it, which is what I avoid. I don't like starch because it doesn't do, as far as leaning out, any kind of starch is bad. So I've always eliminated starches in my diet, and I've discovered that I can make some really awesome pumpkin spice coffee with this. And I'm going to make a pumpkin pie, which I think would just be outstanding for, I don't know, I can't see anything wrong with it. I mean, all the ingredients, it's like, you put this in it, you put some eggs, and I can't see anything bad with it. So I'm going to make a pumpkin pie. And the only thing I can see that's really bad is the brown sugar and the crust. But I'm going to try something and see if I can eliminate those items and make something that would be awesome. And I'm going to make a video when I make this. I'm going to make a video to show you how I made it because I know it's going to be awesome already. Anyways, okay. So the bodybuilding cheat meal. If you go to the gym and you hear it all the time, I'll be working out and I hear people all the time, oh my God, I can't wait for my cheat meal. It's tonight, or it was so awesome. I had this cheat meal yesterday. It was so great. I had a cheat day the other day. I can't wait. My cheat day is 3 days away. And you hear the trainer being like, well, it's not a cheat day, it's a cheat meal. So you get one meal. It's not a full day of just gorging. And every week they say the same thing. It's like, oh my God, my cheat meal was just fantastic. It was just the best cheat day ever. And he's like, no, it's not all day. So I don't know what. It's like, for some reason, people get the meal part mixed up to an all-day excursion. But it seems like the same thing goes on every week. You hear somebody talking about it. But I've never really had a scheduled cheat meal. I know a lot of people that do, that say okay, on Sunday I'm going to do this. I'm going to have this pizza or something. But I've always really liked the diet. My diet that I'd use, I just love it. I've never had a problem with it. So it's never been there's never been an incentive for me to be oh, I got to go do this. So I kind of do a thing where I just have I'll follow my diet for a week or 2 weeks solid, and then I'll be I have that cheat meal in my back pocket. So if somebody wants to go out to dinner or if you want to go do whatever, it's all right because you've earned it and you can have it. So it's kind of just a floating cheat meal kind of thing. Or every now and then I'll buy I'll make the pumpkin spice coffee and put the brown sugar in it. I'll make the pumpkin pie with the crust and the brown sugar, something like that. And, you know, if you follow your diet like that, you know, you can have those items. You can have like a pumpkin pie here and there, and it's not gonna really negatively affect you. And in fact, it, you know, makes you leaner because your body's so used to not having it that when it has these sugars and things or these carbs randomly, it'll freak out and go into like your metabolism will speed up and you'll end up burning more calories. You know, lean out. But when you start to get off your diet for several days in a row, that's when you start to notice things like your body will start changing then. So, you know, every now and then it's not going to really hurt anything. But anyways, yeah, so it's a cheat meal, and you know, there's nothing wrong with it. I do believe that you should reward yourself by, you know, following a diet. But I think it seems like people get a little carried away with it in the gym. You know, carried away like kind of with me in these glasses and this hat. But it's like you don't do the diet. The diet shouldn't be something that you suffer through. I mean, if you don't like the diet, then I don't think, you know, it shouldn't be something that you should do. I think you should enjoy it. And I've never had a problem with it. I just found, like, you know, my diet's high in protein, so with a lot of meats and a lot of fats, a lot of pumpkin, no, just a little bit of pumpkin, but, you know, broccoli, things like that. And I've always really liked it. I enjoy cooking and finding new ways to make, you know, to spice things up a little bit here and there. But it's never been like, oh, I gotta have a pizza or something like that. I don't know. Because for me, that's like, you know, it is, even though it doesn't hurt you, it's still something negative towards your training. So, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I don't have a problem with the diet and I enjoy it and it's not been something. But it seems like the cheat meal gets kind of blown out of proportion. So, anyways, I just kind of wanted to throw that in because I haven't really talked about it in anything else. But yeah, I do think that it's okay, and I just think another thing that I like to point out is like when you do the cheat meal and you have bad foods sitting around. Like for me, if I had like a can of cashews, which aren't bad, but they're so high in fat that if you eat them all the time, you know, your body's going to change. If I have cashews around the house, I'll eat the whole can. You know, it's just like, okay, if I have soda in the fridge, I'll drink it. Or if I have beer in the fridge, I'll drink it. So the best thing to do is to just not have it in the fridge or in the cabinet. But yeah, so and seriously, if you have candy around, if you have chocolate around, you'll eat it. It's just simple as that. So the best thing to do is just to not have it. And when you do a cheat meal, it's if you want to just, you know, go to the store and buy something particularly and cook it up that night or whatever, then you have it and it's out of the way. It's fine. But yeah, I mean, I used to be super strict with my diet and say, okay, I'm not going to change. I'm only going to eat these foods. I'm not going to eat anything bad. You know, no pies, no cakes, nothing. And I did that for many years, and I didn't notice anything beneficial out of it. And now I'm more relaxed with it. You know, I'll have a piece of pie here and there, and I'll have a potato here and there, and it's not like the end of the world. Even though mentally I feel like it's the worst thing ever, but I know that it's not going to really mess anything up. When you're training, you think that when you eat something bad, it's going to really affect you negatively. But what really happens is your body responds more to when you're not eating the right things as opposed to when you're eating bad things. And what I mean by that is if you're eating the right amount of protein and if you're getting the right amount of vitamins and you know, calories that you need for the day, your body's not going to really use the bad calories. Like if you eat a piece of pie or something, it's not going to really use that. What affects your diet, what affects your physique in a negative way is when you don't eat the right foods, when you don't get enough protein, when you don't get enough fat in your diet, and you're not training effectively to utilize those calories. So when you do follow the diet, you're allowed to have a cheat meal here and there because it's not going to hurt anything because your body's it's getting the right amount of protein and nutrients, so it doesn't need the bad calories. That's what I've noticed more than anything, and this probably doesn't make any sense, but that's what I've noticed more than anything about the diet is that if you're eating the right things, your body's not going to, it's not going to store fat from eating bad things here and there. Okay, I had to change batteries. Yes, so the cheat meal is okay, definitely, but what I want to suggest and recommend is that when you do have your cheat meal on a particular day or whenever, don't stop eating the things that you usually eat, like the proteins and your protein shakes. Basically, the diet that you follow, continue to follow that, but throw a cheat meal in there because your body still needs the protein and the nutrients that from your diet that you have on a daily basis. So keep that going, and that also helps you because when you eat the sugars or whatever it is that's involved with your cheat meal, your body's not going to use it because it doesn't need it because it's already getting the protein and fat from your regular diet. So that's what, and I think the body responds really great to that. It really thrives on regularity. So the more consistent you are with your diet, the better it is, and the more lean you'll get, and generally just feel better because it's going to count on these things. And your training is a little different from that, but the diet, it wants to know, your body wants to know what it's going to get on a daily basis. So, and it responds really well to getting the right things. So I think a lot of people with their diets fail because they're not getting the right nutrients consistently, and they're just eating bad foods here and there, and that's just not the way to do it. Your body needs the proteins and things, and when you follow it, then you're allowed to have a cheat meal here and there. So this may be the longest video ever, and anyways, yes. So the cheat meal is okay, and that's all I have to say on that, and I'm out.